What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the February Twitch event, which was Brace for Impact. This one was in Canada. I believe it was in Ontario somewhere in Canada, but it was a partnership with Destiny Wrestling. The arena that it was in was pretty cool. It kind of reminded me of, a standard ballroom. It had two floors to it, but it looked pretty cool. I mean, these small little kind of ballroom type venues actually work pretty well for wrestling. They look a little bit better, I think, than your standard, gymnasium that, Impact likes to do in some of these. So, without any further ado, let's get into the Brace for Impact 2019. This was following the Battle of Brooklyn. It was actually about a week later in February. So, anyways, Brace for Impact 2019. First match was Sebastian Suave. He came to the ring with Anthony Kingdom James. He fought Carter Mason and Kevin Bennett. The match I thought was decent. Sebastian Suave's got an interesting look to him. Same with Kevin Bennett, Carter Mason as well. I think all three guys, they're pretty talented. I don't think anything was like real hit in this one, but Kevin Bennett, I believe, was the guy who he came in there kind of after both Carter Mason and Sebastian Suave came out there, and then Kevin Bennett kind of just came in at the last second, and Kevin Bennett actually ended up winning this match. We have seen Sebastian Suave before on some of these events, and I believe we've also seen Carter Mason and Kevin Bennett. So all three guys have been on the Twitch circuit, the one night only circuit, but Kevin Bennett used the heel tactics to get the victory here. So, I mean, it was all right. Decent match. The next match was a four-way. It was Rosemary versus Dark Alley versus Casey Spinelli versus Zandra Bale. Now, from what I've been told about this event, Zandra Bale, I think it was her last match. I saw people on the chat that were saying it was her last match. It was like her retirement match. So I'm not really sure if that was true. I know her and Casey Spinelli were like a tag team in Destiny. So there's that. But anyways, the four-way, obviously it was cool to see Dark Alley and Rosemary in the same match, especially since Rosemary or Dark Alley would leave the company, a couple weeks later. So Rosemary does end up getting the victory. Decent little four-way. I'm always a big fan of Casey Spinelli. I wish Impact would use her more. But next match was one of these matches where you're glad you watch these Twitch events. It was Psycho Mike Rollins versus Cody Deaner. Now, we know Cody Deaner, okay? He recently just got hired by Impact. But Psycho Mike Rollins, I want to talk about this guy because this guy's gimmick was pure 100% entertainment. He has a gimmick where his conscience talks to him throughout the match, and his conscience kind of tells him what to do. And I was thinking, like, okay, is this guy not going to win because his conscience is going to tell him he can't use that move? And so it was a really entertaining gimmick. It was something we have not seen. At least I've never seen something like this. So I thought it was just spectacular. I really enjoyed it. I would love to see some more Psycho Mike Rollins. The crowd was really into him. Crowd's into Cody Deaner as well, but Psycho Mike Rollins gets the win with the Fisherman Suplex. Very, very, like I said, entertaining match, and one of the highlights of the night for sure. But it was a very good match. The next match was just kind of two I thought kind of green wrestlers. You could tell they're really young. It was Mark Wheeler versus Kyle Boone. Mark Wheeler is a part of this stable called Kill Screen. They didn't really impress me too much, but I think he was a little bit better than Kyle Boone at least. So Mark Wheeler got the win in this one with a swinging neck breaker. So it was okay. Nothing great or anything. The next one was for the Smash Tag Team Championship. I'm sorry, I said this was Destiny. This is not Destiny. I think it was Smash. I get those two mixed up a lot. But anyways, the next one was for the Smash Tag Team titles. It was the Pillars, which was Tyson Dukes and Brett Banks. We've seen these guys before, very talented, versus Hala Beefcake, another team we've seen so many times. Idris, Abraham, and Joe Coleman. Now, the thing about this match, but all four guys are really talented, okay? I like all four of these guys, but the problem was they had an elimination tag team match, tables tag team match. The problem is none of the tables seemed to want to break, and throughout the match you could tell they were really trying to get the tables to break, and it just was not happening. For whatever reason, I don't know if they didn't get the right tables or what, but the tables not breaking really hurt this match. Otherwise, it was a really solid effort by all four wrestlers. They did their part. I don't think Smash Wrestling got good tables. Wherever they got them, they weren't gimmicked enough or what. But anyways, we had new tag team champions on this one. Halal Beefcake ended up getting the victory. So we got a title change, which was kind of cool. Now, I know it's not Impact titles per se, but it was still cool to see a title change on a Twitch show. So that's obviously a reason why you want to watch these Twitch shows. I mean, stuff can happen, and sometimes storylines can carry over, and sometimes, you get storylines within the event. And here we had a title change, so pretty cool stuff. I enjoyed that at least. Next match was the Rascals versus OVE. This was a really good match. It was short though. We didn't get a lot, but from what we saw, it was cool to have this match. Two Impact tag teams going at it, and ultimately it was the Rascals who got the win. OVE, they're just kind of hit or miss as far as wins go. I think they've taken a lot of losses recently, but I do agree that the Rascals need more momentum, so I don't really have a problem with this. Zachary Wentz hit the Swanton Bomb, and he was able to get the victory for the Rascals. But good match. Not my favorite of the night, oddly enough. So next one we had the Smash Heavyweight Champion Tarek taking on Scotty O'Shea from the Kill Screen. He was kind of the veteran of the group, from what I gathered. But Tarek we've seen before. Tarek was actually able to defeat Scotty O'Shea. He got him with roll up. Pretty good match. It got a lot of time. So these two going at it, they got their time. They definitely, they went all out for it, for sure. So, for a Smash title match, it wasn't bad. Johnny Impact versus Sami Callihan was the main event. Obviously, the fans were really into Johnny Impact. This was before his heel turn. Sami Callihan doing what he does. They went into the crowd. Fans were really into this one, I thought. Johnny Impact, obviously, this was for the title, and Johnny Impact was able to win and keep the title, like probably we thought would happen. But cool enough. Sami Callihan gets a title shot on a Twitch show nonetheless, but still cool. The crowd was really hyped into it. It was a really good main event. Another solid main event. Johnny Impact has been killing it with the main events, the really long ones this past year, having really long ones with Eli Drake, having really long ones with Moose, and now Sami Callihan. So I really enjoyed the main event. I think as far as a match goes, I think that might have been the best. Most entertaining match definitely goes to Psycho Mike Rollins versus Cody Deaner. I think the crowd was just was nuts for that one. Another thing I really liked about this Twitch event was the crowd. I liked it better than Battle of Brooklyn. I'm going to give this one a solid 8 out of 10 for a Twitch event. I thought it was pretty entertaining. Held my interest, which is always good. And I just really enjoyed it. I think it was a really good event. I hope they team up with Smash a little more often. I'm a big fan of Tyson Dukes, big fan of Brett Banks, big fan of Halal Beefcake. So, I mean, hopefully they can do them right with some better tables. 8 out of 10 for Brace for Impact 2019. So that's what I'm going to grade it for this one. The next review that we are going to do is the February one night only, which was New Beginnings. So I'll be talking about that one. Also, just wanted to make a couple notes. We're going to be having our Rebellion prediction show going up this week pretty quickly. So be on the lookout for that. I'm excited to do that. Also, if you haven't, listen to My Impact. It's a new series, part of the HeelCast, but it's kind of like its separate thing, but it's still part of the HeelCast. We interviewed Marche Rocket. So he was our first guest on My Impact. It was very fun. Marche was a really cool dude. Had a blast interviewing him. And I'm not going to give away any spoilers on who we're going to be coming up for May, June, and July. But we got some pretty big names coming up for May, June, and July. And I can kind of give you one little hint. If you like the early days of TNA with the 6-sided ring, the weekly Wednesday pay-per-views, you're going to really love who we got coming on next. I think it's going to be a really fun episode. I can't wait to talk to him. So you'll just have to wait and see, but that episode will be coming out shortly. A lot sooner than you think. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review for Brace for Impact. I will check you guys out later.